Hey Double Dip babes, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some polygel nails, and I'm also going to be doing my first Halloween nail set of 2022. I do already have my nails prepped and ready for the application. I have some nude gel polish and a peel base for easy and quick nail removal. If you do want your nails to last, make sure to prep them correctly. For the manicure, I'm going to be using Bella Vita Magic Gel Tips. These are the short almonds. Everything I will be using in today's video is from Double Dip Nails. I will have everything linked down below. If you are interested to purchase any of these items, you can use my discount code KCNails20 and that'll save you a little bit of money. I have already picked out all of the sizes for my jelly tips. For the thumbnail, I was not able to fit into the biggest size, so I'm actually using a different nail tip altogether. I will be using the mini UV LED nail lamp to cure the nails into place. The polygel brush. This is from any of Double Dip Nails polygel kits. I do have my dabbing dish filled with some rubbing alcohol. I also have a lint-free wipe to clean the brush during the application, and I will be using this polygel color from the Classic Edition polygel kit from Double Dip. This is number 35. It's kind of like an orangey nude color. So for this manicure, we are going to be doing the lazy girl method. I'm just applying some of the polygel into the cuticle area of the nail tip, taking the polygel brush dipped in the rubbing alcohol. I'm going to go ahead and smooth out the polygel. For this type of application, you do want to make sure the polygel covers the entire nail tip. Because these nails are quite small, I did leave a tiny area at the tip to hold onto the nail tip, which I will be putting the polygel over that after applying it to the nail. I went ahead and placed the nail tip with the polygel on my natural nail and squeezed it into place. After the nail is on, you want to go ahead and take your brush dipped in the rubbing alcohol and remove all of the excess polygel. For this step, I am making sure to clean the cuticle and sidewall areas of the nail very well. You do not want to have any polygel spill out from the nail tip. I do have the next nail that I'm going to be working on my towel because I will be placing any excess polygel inside of the next nail tip so I don't waste any polygel. After smoothing around the cuticle and sidewall areas, you do want to flip the nail over and smooth out the underside as well. As you can see, I put way too much polygel inside of this nail tip, and I will go ahead and say that I put too much polygel in all of them. I haven't done this method in a very long time, so please excuse the fact that I put too much. For this step, I do like to hold the top side of the nail so it doesn't move around too much while I smooth out the underside. This step is super important. You do want to make sure not to have too much polygel on the underside. You will have some polygel go underneath your natural nail if you do not do this step correctly. After all of the excess polygel has been smoothed out and removed, I'm going to go ahead and do a full minute cure under the mini UV LED nail lamp. After the nail is fully cured, this is what it looks like. I did also cure the underside just to make sure that the nail is fully cured. This is basically the finished nail. I am going to go ahead and repeat the same process to all of the other nails. So this is called the Lazy Girl method, and I do believe that Femi Beauty created this method. If you don't know what it is, I will go ahead and quickly explain it. This is basically the quickest way to apply polygel to your nails. It is super beginner friendly. It is very similar to applying jelly tips, except we are not using builder gel, we are using polygel. It is a lot easier in my opinion to do Lazy Girl method nails rather than jelly tips, just because they do stay in place a lot easier. So to break down the steps of doing the lazy girl method, you want to take a full cover nail tip, preferably a gel tip like the jelly tips from Double Dip Nails. I do really like these jelly tips because they are made from gel. If you use a plastic nail tip, you do want to make sure to file the inside of the nail tip, otherwise it will peel off from the polygel, which is not supposed to happen. So once you have your nail tip, you want to take the polygel of your choice, apply it to the inside of the nail tip. You want to make sure to spread it out. Typically, when you do this method, you do not want to have too much at the cuticle and sidewall areas of the nail tip, just because once you place it on the nail, it will start to spread out from around the edges. So making sure not to have too much polygel around those areas is very important. Once you've placed the polygel inside of the nail tip, you want to go ahead and place it on your already prepped nails. Preferably after you prep your nails, you do want to apply a base coat gel and cure for a full minute, just to make sure the polygel has something to stick to. Once the polygel nail has been placed on your natural nail, you want to make sure it's in a really good position, and go ahead and take your polygel brush and start removing all of the extra polygel that has spilled out around the cuticle and sidewall areas. This step is important because this is basically the final nail. We're not going to be doing anything else for the application of these nails. So making sure not to have any excess polygel spill out is very important before you cure. If you happen to miss removing any polygel, you can actually file it off after, but it is typically a little bit more time consuming if you do it that way. After removing the polygel from around the cuticle and sidewall areas, you want to very gently hold the nail in place with another finger while you smooth out the underside. For the lazy girl method, smoothing out the underside of the nail is probably the most important step. I say that because you do want the underside of the nail to be very smooth. Typically, when you place the nail on your natural nail, you will have some polygel spill underneath your natural nail, which is super annoying if you do not clean out. Again, this is another step that you can use a e-file for, but personally I would just prefer to smooth it out before curing so I don't have to spend as much time filing. Once you have smoothed out the underside, the next step is to go ahead and fully cure the nail under a UV LED nail lamp. I would also recommend that you cure the underside of your nails as well, just to make sure that the polygel is as cured as possible. You do not want to have uncured gel products touching your skin or natural nails for an extended period of time, so making sure that the polygel is fully cured is very important. Once the nail has been cured, that is basically your finished nail. We are not going to be popping off the jelly tip. They are not supposed to pop off with the lazy girl method. This is not a dual form method. If you use plastic full cover nail tips for the lazy girl method, it will pop off of the polygel, basically the same way as a dual form would, which does actually happen to my thumb later on in the video when I go to shape and file the nails, so do pay attention to that later on. But again, for this method, the full cover nail tips do stay on. It may be a little bit strange to you if you've done other types of polygel nails but you haven't done the lazy girl method. Honestly, it is super quick and very beginner friendly. You don't have to worry about shaping the polygel on your nails. All you have to do is just attach them with polygel and go ahead and smooth out around the back. After all of the nails are fully cured, I am taking a lint-free wipe with some rubbing alcohol and I'm going to remove the sticky layer from the polygel. I am rubbing this over the surface because I did get a little bit of polygel on top of the nail tip, but the main area you want to focus on is actually underneath the nail. If you do not do this step, you will ruin your files when you go to shape and file the nails. Next, I am going to be taking my professional portable e-file. This is the upgraded version. This is pink and yellow, absolutely gorgeous. I will have a video linked if you would like to see more in depth about this e-file. I am going to be using a fine grit sanding band and a speed of about 5,000 RPM. I'm going to be going around the cuticle and sidewall areas, and I'm also going to file over the surface of the nail as well. Typically, when you do the lazy girl method, you don't have to file over the surface. I am doing this because I did get a little bit of polygel on top of the nail tip, and I do want to make sure I have a very smooth nail surface. Even if you don't want to file the surface, I would definitely recommend to file around the cuticle and sidewall areas. Doing this step is going to blend in the nail tip with your natural nails and make your manicure look as natural as possible. Doing this will also prevent having any ledges when your nails start to grow out. If you do not have an e-file, you can use a hand file for this step. After buffing all of the nails with the fine grit sanding band, I did switch over to using a cuticle drill bit, and again I'm going to be going over the cuticle and sidewall areas. I did decide to do this because the previous drill bit was not getting as close as I like to the cuticle and sidewall areas. I personally get very picky when it comes to this area of the nail, so I wanted to make it look as natural as possible. With the lazy girl method, you may need to file the underside of the nails. Honestly, that just depends on how well you smooth out the underside of the nail before you cure. If I wanted to make it very smooth, I would be using the same drill bit to file the underside of the nail. After filing, I did take a stiff manicure brush and I removed all of the excess dust from the nails. I do have my nail tip cutters and I'm going to go ahead and cut down the length of the thumbnail. As you can see, the nail tip fully lifted off of the polygel. Again, this is because this nail tip is made from plastic, so the polygel does not adhere to the plastic as well as a gel tip. I just went ahead and popped off the nail tip as you would a dual form, and I just left the nail how it is. Next, I am taking a hand file and I'm going to go ahead and reshape the edges of the nails. Because these jelly tips are pre-shaped, you really do not have to do that much filing. I am a perfectionist when it comes to my nails, so I do like to try to get the shape as perfect as possible. Another thing about doing the lazy girl method is sometimes the polygel will kind of alter the nail shape just a little bit. Honestly, it depends how well you smooth it out. So I would definitely recommend to just lightly go over the shape of the nail after they are cured. After lightly filing the shape of the nails, I did actually take a buffer and go ahead and buff the surface of my nails. I did this because I do not plan to apply a matte gel top coat before my nail art, but I also want the nail art to turn out as best as possible. I do have my mixing palette here. I'm going to be placing some gel polishes on it. I have these 3 gel liners from Double Dip Nails. The black and the white are from the first gel liner collection, and the pink is number 11 from the Glow the Night gel liner collection. So this gel liner does glow in the dark. I'm just placing the pink and the white gel liner on my mixing palette, and I'm actually going to be mixing up a lighter shade of pink. For this manicure, I am doing a transitional Halloween nail design, so I wanted to do a cute take on Halloween nails since I do want to gradually start going into Halloween nail designs. I am going to be using this dotting tool for the nail art. Taking the pink gel liner, I am just using the same liner brush that is included in the liner bottle. I absolutely love using these gel liner brushes. I'm going to be doing a squiggly line on the corner of the pinky, and I'm going to be filling that in with the same pink liner color. This nail design is actually really trendy and I absolutely love it. It gives you a really good pop of color, but it's not overpowering for your nails. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same design on the other side of the nail. I am making sure not to have any polish on my skin. I'm just removing any of the excess using my other nail. Once I have that like I want, I did go ahead and cure under the mini UV LED nail lamp for a full minute. Taking the black gel liner, I'm just going to apply a little bit of this on the mixing palette as well. Taking the smaller side of my dotting tool, I'm going to be doing some dots on the pinky nail. I am focusing most of these dots around the pink lines that I've already created. Some of these dots will turn into 4 pointed stars. I love doing this type of nail art. For those bigger stars, I did make the dots a little bit bigger than the other ones. After doing the dots, I am taking the black liner brush. I am making sure to remove all of the extra polish. Basically for this step, you don't have any polish on the brush. We're just dragging out some of the gel polish color from the dots. I'm just going to be doing some very small lines coming from the dots. 4 pointed stars are very fun to me. They look absolutely gorgeous and they're very simple to do. Honestly, the hardest part is trying to make sure that the lines are straight with your nail, otherwise they're going to look crooked. If that's the look that you're going for, that is perfectly fine. Personally, I do try to make all of my 4 pointed stars very straight. As I said, I'm going to be doing a few of these stars on the pinky. After doing those 4 lines, I did take a little bit more of the black gel on the dotting tool just to make the dot in the center a little bit bigger. I'm going to be doing a few more 4 pointed stars on the nail. I do believe I do 2 more. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do a few more stars like this. Next, I will be doing 2 more 4 pointed stars on the pinky. After doing the first star, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more on the pinky. So once I finished all of the black stars, I am taking the dotting tool again and I'm taking the white gel and I'm going to be doing a few white dots around the black ones. Sometimes I do get a little bit carried away doing a ton of dots with designs like this, but I feel like this nail design turned out exactly how I wanted. Once I have all of these stars, I'm going to go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. For the ring fingernail, I'm going to be doing the exact same nail design, but I am switching out the colors. So for the pink corners, I am using the lighter shade of pink that I mixed up by taking the darker shade of pink and the white and mixing those two colors together. I got this absolutely gorgeous baby pink shade, and I'm just using that to do the same nail design. Once I have the pink areas done, I did go ahead and cure for a full minute. Next, taking the dotting tool again, I'm picking up the white gel polish and I'm going to be doing some white dots on the nail. Basically for this nail, I am doing the exact same thing as the pinky, except instead of using the black gel for the main stars, for this nail I am using white. Again, once I have all of the white dots down, I did take the liner brush, making sure to remove all of the excess polish. I'm going to start creating my 4-point stars. After doing all of the white dots, I did go ahead and take the dotting tool with the black gel polish and I did a few small black dots all over the nail. I did go ahead and cure that layer for a full minute. For the next two nails, I'm going to be doing a different nail design. So taking the dotting tool again, I am picking up the dark pink gel polish and I'm going to be doing a pretty big circle towards the base of the nail. This can be as big or as small as you want. Personally, I do want them to be a little bit on the smaller side, but big enough for some detail. I am going to be doing a second dot towards the tip of the nail. I did clean off the dotting tool and I'm picking up the black gel and I'm going to be doing some dots around the nail. Two of these dots are bigger than all of the other ones because I do plan to turn these into little stars. So taking the black liner brush again, I did make sure to remove the excess polish and I'm going to turn the bigger dots into some stars. These are the typical star shapes. They're very simple to create, but being that these are pretty small, it was a little bit more difficult. So this is the inspiration for this nail set. I really loved this nail design. The colors are so pretty. I did want to change a few things about this nail set, so I did change two of the nail designs and I also did not do the spider web, but I just wanted to show you guys the inspo for this nail design. After doing the black stars, I did take the dotting tool and the white gel polish and I'm going to be doing a few small white dots around the nail. I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. Next, I am taking the white liner brush again and using the white gel polish, I'm going to outline the pink circles. These are the little pumpkins, and we are just doing this to add some detail to these circles. As I said, I'm just starting out with the outline. After outlining the entire circle, I'm just going to be doing some curved lines from top to bottom. Do make sure when you're doing these lines to make them curved. That will give the pumpkin the 3D effect. Once I have that pumpkin outlined, I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other pink circle as well. Once I have all of the pink outlines, I did go ahead and do another full cure. Going back with the black liner brush, I am picking up a tiny bit of black gel polish, and I'm going to be doing the stem of the pumpkin. For these black lines, I did make sure to go into the circle design just a little bit to make it look a little bit more 3D, and I also made these lines very short and curvy. After finishing the stems of the pumpkin, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. For the index nail, I'm going to be doing the exact same design as the previous nail, except for these pumpkins are going to be the lighter shade of pink instead of the dark shade. After doing the pumpkin circles, I am taking the white gel liner and I'm going to be doing some small white dots all over the nail. And I'm also going to be adding some black dots as well. So for this nail, just as I did the ring fingernail, instead of using black for the main stars, I did decide to use white. I feel like alternating out the colors like this really pulled the entire nail set together. It does give the nail a little bit of variety while still making sure the set is cohesive. Instead of outlining the pumpkins in white, I did actually take the white liner brush and I'm picking up the darker shade of pink. I'll be very honest, I'm not sure why I just didn't use the pink liner brush, but it is what it is. I am taking this dark pink liner just to outline the pumpkins. I could have outlined these pumpkins with black, but honestly I felt like it would be a little bit distracting for this specific nail set, so that is why I did choose to use the dark pink color for the outline. And of course, after curing that layer of gel polish, I am going to take the black liner brush and finish out this nail design with the stems of the pumpkin. After finishing the stems, I did go ahead and do a full cure. For the thumbnail, I'm going to be repeating the exact same nail design as I did on the pinky. Personally, when I'm doing my nail sets, I like to match the thumbnail with another nail from the nail set. I feel like, again, this just makes sure that the entire nail set is very cohesive. After all of the nail art is done, the last step is to take the top coat. This is a top coat gel from one of the Polygel kits. I really love this top coat. It has a really good consistency and it gives the nails a beautiful shine. I'm going to go ahead and top coat all of the nails. This design would look very pretty matte, but personally I was really wanting this nail set to be glossy, so that is what I'm going to be doing for this nail set. After applying the top coat gel, I did go ahead and cure for a full minute. The last step is to take the cuticle oil. This is number 6. I really love this cuticle oil. It smells really good and it's very hydrating. I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this to all of the cuticles. And here are the nails. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I absolutely love this nail set. They are so cute and perfect for the transition into Halloween nail sets. By the way, as I said, the gel liner does glow in the dark, so here they are at night. Do make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, you can click the boxes and subscribe to Double Dip Nails YouTube channel by clicking the circle here. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel by clicking the circle here.